Hello bachcho, let us look into the question. The question says that we have to choose the incorrect option, and these are these statements. The statement first says HGP is closely associated with bioinformatics, and the second statement says HGP will help in developing new ways to diagnose, treat, and someday prevent disorder affecting humans. Apart from that, जो तीसरा statement है, it is fragment sequence during HGP are done by method developed by Frederick Sanger. Repetitive DNA sequences are stretches of DNA repeated 2 to 3 times in a DNA sequence. So the key concept basically is HGP. HGP stands for Human Genome Project. It was a project started in 1990 and it ran up till 2003. It was a 13-year long mega project. Apart from that, the main institute that contributed in initiating this project were the collaboration of US Department of Energy and the National Institute of Health. It was a multinational project and it was carried out to decode or sequence, identify near about 20. They aimed for deciphering or decoding the sequence of 3 billion chemical bases. Apart from that, जो other इनके main aim थे इस project के through was to store information in the form of database. So as to carry out this HGP, there were certain methodologies used that included expressed sequence tag, annotation sequences, and automated DNA sequences that were developed by Frederick Sanger. So this was all about genome project, that was human genome project that started in 1990. And apart from that, in the project, what the scientists came across was the major part of the genome was of the repetitive sequences. That was one of the major conclusion drawn from the HGP. Now let us look into the statements. So the first statement says that HGP is closely associated with bioinformatics. It was closely associated with bioinformatics because under the branch of bioinformatics, it is an interdisciplinary field. Whenever we talk about bioinformatics, it talks about the development of methods and computer tool designed to understand the logical data. And under this project, this was also carried out. As we have seen over here, storage of information in the form of database was carried out. That means they emphasized the study of bioinformatics through this project. The second statement says that HGP will help in developing new ways to diagnose, treat, someday prevent disorder affecting human beings. ये किस तरीके से हो सकता है? जब हम सीक्वेंसिंग करेंगे ह्यूमन जीनोम की तो हमें पता रहेगा कि कौन सा जीन कहाँ लोकेटेड है, उसकी जेनेटिक मैपिंग, फिजिकल मैपिंग इजी हो जाएगी और उसके थ्रू हम पता लगा पाएंगे कि उनकी डायग्नोसिस कैसे करी जा सकती है, ट्रीटमेंट कैसे वी कैन कैरी आउट. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट उसका how can we prevent that disorder affecting humans. So this is a correct statement. These both are correct statement. Fragment sequenced during HGP are done by method developed by Frederick Sanger, which is true. Automated DNA sequences जो कि carry out किया जाता है. It means कि DNA का स्मॉलर सेगमेंट, सिंस DNA में काफी सारे बेसिस, नंबर ऑफ नाइट्रोजनस बेसिस काफी सारा, इट्स अ लार्ज ह्यूज नंबर, और एक ही बार में डीएनए की सीक्वेंसिंग करना इज वेरी टीडियस एंड इट इज बियॉन्ड द मैन पावर. सो व्हाट हैपेंस थ्रू द प्रोसेस ऑफ ऑटोमेटेड डीएनए सीक्वेंसेस, डीएनए के अराउंड 900 के आसपास बेस पेयर की सीक्वेंसिंग की जाती है और हम पता लगा पाते हैं फ्रेडरिक सैंगर के मेथड से कि एक प्रोटीन में कौन से amino acid हैं through this Sanger method. So this is correct statement. The repetitive DNA sequences are stretch of DNA repeated 2 to 3 times in a DNA sequence, which is not true, because suppose we are taking this chromosome. So in this chromosome, the major part of the DNA that is called over here, that is condensed, it is present in the condensed form. The major part is repetitive DNA. That means it can be around thousands of repetitive DNA sequences in that DNA, and it is not repeated 2 to 3 times. It can be repeated from 100 to 1000 times in a DNA sequence. So it is a wrong statement. And 2 to 3 times we can observe that satellite DNAs are repeated or SNPs are repeated. So this is a wrong statement, and now we can conclude that option D is the correct answer. Hope you all understood. All the best.